ADG Min 1 strengthens cooperation among ASEAN countries in developing digital ecosystem. Good afternoon, thanks for joining us. You're watching Updates at Noon with me, Azlani Adani. The first ASEAN Digital Minister meeting, ADG Min 1, and related meetings begins today. As host nation, Malaysia is confident that the meeting will be able to strengthen cooperation among ASEAN countries in developing a digital ecosystem as the backbone in its post-COVID-19 development plan. Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin in his keynote address said this move can be realised as ASEAN has continuously discussed and expressed support to the existing set of international rules, norms and principles of responsible behaviour of states in cyberspace.
We are the first region that has expressed agreement to subscribe in principle to the 11 voluntary non-binding norms recommended by the 2015 United Nations Group of Governmental Experts, or GGE, report. And this statement demonstrates ASEAN commitment in moving forward the issues of rules, norms and principles of responsible behavior of states in cyberspace, as well as focusing on regional capacity building in implementing these norms.
The Premier said ASEAN could initiate effective cooperation and explore closer collaborations in ensuring a safe and secure cyberspace. Towards this, ASEAN member states could consider legislation on data privacy and users' rights that can be applied to any digital entity practicing in the region. The two-day virtual meeting will be chaired by Communications and Multimedia Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah. Themed ASEAN, a digitally connected community. The meeting seeks to strengthen cooperation among ASEAN countries towards building digital ecosystems as a pillar in the post-COVID-19 development plan. Malaysia needs to be developed as a digital nation in the formation of the ASEAN Digital Economy Bloc. CIMB ASEAN Research Institute Executive Director Juki Hong said this could be achieved through several digital transformation initiatives in Malaysia, and the move could help realize the potential of the ASEAN digital economy by the creation of a regional digital community.
Pertamanya adalah transformasi digital untuk PKS. ASEAN perlu menggalakkan perkembangan infrastruktur digital yang mampu membantu perniagaan kecil sejajar dengan matlamat pemulihan ekonomi dan juga untuk menggalakkan pembangunan lestari dan pertumbuhan inklusif. Contohnya membantu PKS beralih dari modal perniagaan yang dari luar talian ke atas talian untuk mengembangkan perniagaan mereka dengan kaedah digital. Dan keduanya, mungkin pengdigitalan dari segi sistem kewangan dan pentadbiran awam.
She said online e-commerce policies also needed to be aligned with international regulations, and digital infrastructure as well as digital skill gaps need to be improved in terms of training and education. Hong said this when appearing on the live program Temu Minda with Communications and Multimedia Minister Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah, which was streamed via KKMM's Facebook page and broadcast on TV1 last night. The Human Resources Ministry has agreed to extend a deferment on repayment of Skills Development Fund Corporation PTPK loans to eligible borrowers by 3 months until 31st March. This is due to some loan recipients who are affected by the COVID-19 pandemic and are still unable to service their loans. In a statement, its Minister Datuk Seri M. Saravanan said the deferment involved loans totaling 9.5 million ringgit and will benefit 72,747 account holders. He said the ministry was very concerned and aware of the financial constraints and living difficulties faced by some PTPK borrowers who had lost their jobs as a result of the pandemic, apart from those affected by the floods that hit several states recently. Borrowers of PTPK loans who are affected can submit applications for deferment on repayment via the prescribed form, which can be filled at the PTPK website www.ptpk.gov.my until 31st March. All criminal case proceedings, including public interest cases, will continue to be conducted in open courts in states under the Movement Control Order MCO effective 27th January. Chief Justice Tun Tengku Maimun Tuan Mat issued this directive yesterday, and copies of the circular were sent out to court registrars, Court of Appeal President, Chief Judge of Malaya, Chief Judge of Sabah and Sarawak, the Attorney General, the Bar Council, Advocates Association of Sarawak, and the Sabah Law Society. The circular read among the criminal cases that will be focused on are pre-2020 cases, with priority on ongoing trials, those involving child offenders and cases of public interest. Public interest cases over those involving corruption, commercial crime, environment, habeas corpus, domestic violence and violations under the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Act 1988. It stated that all criminal case proceedings heard in chambers would have to be done in an open court or virtually. Also, in a single day, a total of 3 trial sessions will be held with a maximum period of 90 minutes for each trial session, and all proceedings must be conducted until completion. Meanwhile, the Federal Court Chief Registrar's Office, PKPMP, in a statement said the Chief Justice Directive was issued under Section 16A of the Courts of Judicature Act 1964 and Section 3A of the Subordinate Courts Act 1948, adjusted through the temporary measures for reducing the impact of coronavirus disease 2019, COVID-19 Act 2020. To ensure administration of justice runs in a safe and orderly manner, PKPMP has issued the COVID-19 Outbreak Prevention Standard Operating Procedures SOP for court users, which will take effect on 27th of January. The National Film Development Corporation (FINAS) is calling on production companies filming in the 6 states which would come under Movement Control Order MCO soon to stop their activities and quickly return to their respective home locations. FINAS Chief Executive Officer Dr. Ahmad Idham Ahmad Nazri said this is to avoid getting into any difficulties as filming is not allowed in areas under MCO. In a statement, Dr. Ahmad Idham said FINAS also advised production companies, which requires to travel interstate to obtain approval from police by attaching the Film Authentication Certificate (SPP) issued by FINAS as a supporting document. He said FINAS would also announce the latest developments from the time to time via the media and through FINAS website, as well as its official Facebook, Instagram and Twitter sites at FINAS Malaysia. Recently, Senior Minister for Security Cluster Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob announced the entire country, except Sarawak, will come under MCO from tomorrow until 4th February. Perlis allows 3 weekend markets, or popularly known as NUT, in the state to operate during the Movement Control Order MCO period beginning this Friday. The 3 markets are at Simpang Ampat, Arau and Kuala Perlis. Perlis Menteri Besar Datuk Seri Azlan Man, however, said the night markets were not allowed to operate during the MCO period but would be replaced with morning markets. He said the Kangkang Municipal Council (MPK) would issue guidelines on the maximum number of traders and visitors allowed at the market. He added that the movement of people into the weekend and morning markets would be monitored by the authorities to ensure the public adhere to the stipulated standard operating procedure (SOP). Sabah will request for an allocation from the federal government to repair the parking area at Taman Kinabalu, Kundasang, which collapsed in a landslide yesterday morning. Deputy Chief Minister Datuk Seri Bung Mokhtar Radin said the main road which connects Kota Kinabalu to Ranau will be affected in the future if it's not repaired immediately. In a statement, the Deputy Chief Minister said the Sabah Works Ministry will also prepare an estimated cost for the repair works and submit it to the federal government. Datuk Seri Bung Mokhtar, who is also the Sabah Works Minister, said the repair works needed to be done immediately because the area is a tourist attraction and the parking lot was used by visitors visiting Taman Kinabalu. The landslide, about 100 meters wide, was believed to have been triggered by the incessant rain over the past few days in the Ranau district. No one was injured in the incident. Malaysia will work with Indonesia for the confirmation on the discovery of a body at Pulau Rupat, Indonesia, which is believed to be that of one of two fishermen feared drowned on 13 January. Melaka Police Chief Dato' Abdul Majid Muhammad Ali said it was too early to make any confirmation or speculation as the information available and investigation were still at the early stage. Dato' Abdul Majid said the investigation was to be conducted by the Indonesian police since the body was found there.
Kita jangkaan kita perlukan tempoh sekurang-kurangnya 1 minggu lah supaya untuk pengesahan benar-benar mayat dijumpai sama dengan apa yang kehilangan berlaku di Melaka. Daripada siasatan awal kita dapati memang ada lesen memandu, tetapi itu memerlukan pengesahan yang lebih detail lah.
A search and rescue operation began on Sunday to find the two fishermen, but was stopped on Tuesday based on the stipulated SOP of the SAR. Yesterday, a viral 14-second video showed a body in red shirt and black pants believed to be that of a local fisherman who was feared drowned in the waters of Indonesia. That concludes today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, ADG Min 1 strengthens cooperation among ASEAN countries in developing a digital ecosystem. Tune in to News at 10 coming up at 10 p.m. on saluran Berita RTM on My Free Views channel 123. You can also stream the news by surfing RTM's My Click. I'm Azlan Yadani. Thank you for watching. Goodbye for now.